Listening to The Sports Nuts.
And good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of the Wrestletalk Show. My name is Ralph Williams. I am your host. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of Wrestletalk, along with Smokin Jim Frazier every Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. And yeah, what do you want to talk about? Let me talk to you. All right. We are here today. We have an awesome show for you today. We're going to break down the Elimination Chamber. What a pay-per-view that was. Of course, Drew McIntyre had to stick his nose in it again. But this time, he didn't come out the winner of this. And I have some audio footage and possible video footage I'm going to play of what happened right after the Elimination Chamber, and also what happened last night on Raw. A lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of things going on. So I just wanted to let you know we're all set for that. And we're going to have ourselves one great show today, Smokin Jim. We always have a great show here, but today, this one, I think it could top them all with what we have going on with the Elimination Chamber and Raw last night. And coming up this Friday on SmackDown, Smokin Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ralph, this is my most fun thing to do all week.
Oh, I know it is. I know that. And, it's always great to have you on board here as well. And I'm going to see if I can find this audio here. Here we go. All right, let me see here. All right, hang on a minute. I don't need that one. I want the other audio. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. That's not it there. I'm looking for this audio of the a couple of the different things that went on at the. Let's see if I can find that audio here. Hold on a second, because I don't have the video, but I do have the audio. Nope, I don't see it. Oh well, maybe I didn't put it in here. That could be too. Yeah, oh wait, here we go. All right, here we go. Here's the audio of Drew McIntyre getting angry with Nick Aldis. And I got to tell you, Smokin Jim, this was funny as heck, because Nick Aldis took his jacket off and got into it, got face to face with Drew McIntyre. Here we go.
Yeah, like a little boy, you can't stand when the attention isn't all on you. Well, it's all on you
this
now,
was
Drew.
After the Elimination
and now I
Chamber.
need your attention to be on me. Because, Drew, you seem to be so hell-bent on preventing Cody Rhodes to get another shot at you. Well, guess what? This Friday night on SmackDown, it is Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship.
Wow.
And that's all I have to say about it.
You just heard it. General Manager Nick Aldis absolutely enraged. as the confrontation with Drew McIntyre. No, please.
Okay, now this got butt ugly, Smokin' Jim. And let me tell you how butt ugly it got. Right after he made the announcement, Drew, come on, here we go. Here's the confrontation.
Security pulling the champ and the general manager apart.
Yeah, Nick Aldis, Smokin' Jim, pulled off his sport jacket. He was getting ready to get physical with Drew McIntyre. Your thoughts on all this? All right, we got some.
Well, I tell you what, man. Drew's the champ. I think he got a legitimate. I know most people don't like Drew. I like Drew. He got a legitimate beef. There's no way that he should have to wrestle to defend his title. Friday night. They're always trying to find a loophole so they can unseat him. But again, I think he's the best wrestler in the world, and he'll prove it again on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that really upset me about this whole thing was, and I'm not knocking Drew McIntyre as a good wrestler. I personally like him as a wrestler, but I don't like his conduct when the Nick Aldis told him, do not interfere or do not be at Elimination Chamber and do not interfere. And what did he do? He showed up there and he interfered. He got involved in the match again. And he keeps screwing Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes out of opportunities to fight him. Because I personally believe that Drew McIntyre is afraid to fight either one of those guys because he knows one of them could beat him. I think Jacob Fatu could even probably beat him, and he's scared. So when you go and you do the type of tactics that Drew's been doing, he is scared. Either that or he wants to continue to screw Cody and really hates Cody real bad. That's just the only two scenarios that I can paint here, Smokin' Jim. What do you think about that as far as what Drew's behavior? Go ahead.
Well, he's not scared. We know that. He has a lot of reason to hate. So there's been a lot of people that done some things to keep him away from being a world champion. He's the champ now, and he's bitter. So, yeah.
All right, Friday night we watched SmackDown. Logan Paul won the match because Drew McIntyre once again interfered. He came in and he belted Jacob Fatu with the belt, and it gave Logan Paul the opportunity to get into the Elimination Chamber, and Logan Paul ended up getting screwed anyway. So there you go. So the vision is slowly sinking. And I told everybody it's probably going to happen sooner or later. You got too many egos in one faction. Braun Breaker was starting to get a real bad ego. Bronson Reed, he's looking for something. And I think, now you got Austin Theory and Logan Paul left. And Seth Rollins Becky Lynch did relay the message to Paul Heyman. And obviously Paul Heyman didn't get the message. When she said, and I quote, "When my husband comes back, we're coming to get you. We're coming to go after you and your group." So you know what? I guess Paul Heyman didn't take it too good, or he didn't listen, or his ears weren't cleaned out, or something was wrong, because guess what? It's happening. And now Seth Rollins is the masked man. We found that out at Elimination Chamber. I'm sorry, we found that out on Raw last night. Okay? And SmackDown Friday night, there was some guy who was dressed up as the masked man, and nobody seemed to know who it was. Logan Paul was able to strip him of the mask. And then last night on Raw, we saw a whole bunch of guys coming out with wearing black with masks on. And then Seth Rollins was able to curb stomp Paul Heyman because Logan Paul and Austin Theory were too busy chasing these other guys all over the place. And it was a carefully planned, attack. And that's why Seth Rollins is the architect. Smokin' Jim, your thoughts. Go ahead.
Well, Paul Heyman is thinking of something for down the road. He's always thinking. He always comes out on top. So I'm just trying to wonder what kind of faction Seth Rollins may be putting together. Is all these people with Seth Rollins that's coming out
That could be.
in disguise? So
That could be.
if anybody can figure it out, it's you, Ralph.
Well, you know what? I saw some rumors. I saw some videos. I saw some what they call predictions. And, you know, it had Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk going after him, and Becky Lynch helping out. So the four of them, I can't see CM Punk and Roman Reigns coincide. They don't like each other. And Seth doesn't like Roman Reigns. I don't know what his thoughts, and he doesn't like CM Punk. So that's not going to work. So when you see that scenario, you can forget about it. And I think Roman Reigns might start his own faction with his cousins again. It might be another bloodline or another something to go after Paul Heyman. And CM Punk wants a piece of Paul Heyman. And now Seth Rollins, and if he gets a gang, wants a piece of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman has made a lot of enemies. And, you know, I'm interested to see what he's going to do to combat this. Because the way I'm looking at it, or the way I see it, no pun intended, okay, this is he's backed himself into a serious corner here. You got three different people that are looking to come at you, all right? And also don't forget, too, he's the advocate for Brock Lesnar. And now he's not available. And Brock is possibly going to be fighting Obafemi or somebody at WrestleMania. He issued an open challenge, and I'm also hearing Gunther might take that challenge. So we're going to find out where Brock Lesnar goes in this scenario as well. So we will find out. So it's going to be interesting down the road here, Smokin' Jim, leading up to WrestleMania, which is next. That's coming up. And then we have Money in the Bank coming up and some other pay-per-views before SummerSlam. That's going to be interesting because Brock's last match is supposed to be at SummerSlam. That's going to be his very last match in WWE. He's supposed to be retiring. As I mentioned many times, his family has a series of meat markets. He's probably going to go focus on those meat markets all across the country that he has now and up in Canada and whatnot. So I just want to let everyone know that as well. So anyway, there we are with that one. So I just want to let everyone know on that. Okay, let's get into Elimination Chamber a little bit. Oh, and also last night, Dominic Mysterio, Smokin' Jim, lost his title to Penta.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, and I saw it coming too, because Finn Balor again didn't want to help him, and JD McDonough was sitting out there and fighting with Finn Balor, and Penta took them both out, and then went into the ring and beat Dirty Dom. You know, so you know, it ended up being a situation there, but Penta's now the new Intercontinental Champion, and we're going to find out how far he goes with this belt. He did pretty well for himself. Him and Ray Phoenix, when they were in AEW, they've been in that AAA, they do pretty good. I wouldn't doubt if one of them or both of them get some kind of title from AAA as well. That is seeming to be taken off very well for the WWE, the AAA thing. As you well know, Corey Graves is the Professor Corey Graves. He's a professor now at Point Park University. But Professor Corey Graves is the lead broadcaster for AAA. So I just want to let everyone know that as well. His dad is a good friend of the show. Dan Polinsky has a show coming up real soon. Check out the Pros of Wrestling's Facebook page, and I'll be promoting it on my social media platforms as well. The Bruno Sammartino thing is coming up at Ross Township Fire Hall. That's coming up real soon. So let everyone know that they're up in Pittsburgh and around Ross Township for that. Pros of Wrestling, check it out. Dan Polinsky, the father of Corey Graves. Go check that out. Maybe Corey might be there. You never know. He shows up at some of these events. You never know he's going to be there until he shows up. So we'll see what happens anyway with that. But last night's Raw was pretty entertaining. You had Rio take on El Grande, the real El Grande Americano, and now you got the fake and the real one. And that's starting to become a creative thing there. And so we'll see where that goes and how far that goes. And also, don't forget, too, on Friday night, and I called this, I said this to my wife Friday night, Smokin' Jim. And I want to say my wife and I, our predictions have been pretty good. I said that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky were going to lose the tag team belts, and Rhea was going to move on to win the championship in Elimination Chamber. And guess what? That happened, and I was right. So now I want to congratulate Lash Legend and Nia Jax. They are now the new women's tag team champions for the WWE. Also, I want to say also that my wife predicted that Seth Rollins was behind the mask. She said it was him, and it turned out it was Seth Rollins. So she predicted that one. My wife did, and I predicted about the Rhea Ripley thing, and one of three of my predictions came out for the men's battle royal or the men's elimination chamber match. I said either Orton Rhodes or LA Knight, and Orton won, so I was right on that one. And then I also picked in the women's one. I did pick Rhea Ripley, and she came out victorious. CM Punk won his match and against Finn Balor, and it was pretty interesting. These matches weren't too bad. Last night's match between Gunther and Dragon Lee, I actually thought Dragon Lee was going to kick some butt there. It looked like he was doing something, and then all of a sudden Gunther and his experience in wrestling came back and beat Dragon Lee pretty bad and took his mask off too. So, Smokin' Jim, what do you have to say about all that?
I'll tell you what, man, you pretty much summed it all up, man. Perfect. So, nothing I can add.
I appreciate that. Thank you. No, I don't need a knock on the head. That I don't need. Anyhow, or as my late brother-in-law used to say, anywho. So, I mean, so your thought, Elimination Chamber, Smokin' Jim, Randy Orton wins. He RKO'd Cody Rhodes because what happened was Drew McIntyre got involved again, and he claymored Cody Rhodes. Then he tried to do, and then he didn't see Randy Orton come up. Randy Orton came up and RKO'd him. And then Cody Rhodes came up and did a crossroads. And as soon as he was done with the crossroads, Smokin' Jim, guess what came next? The RKO and the victory for Randy Orton. Your thoughts? Randy Orton's going to go up against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Go ahead.
Wow. I tell you what, if anybody can beat Drew McIntyre, it's Randy Orton. You got to really be on your toes because this guy can come out of nowhere and put you to sleep. So,
well, that's if Drew's the champion. Because don't forget Friday he's fighting Cody Rhodes.
Well, somebody will help him out Friday. Somebody will help him out Friday. He's helped a lot. He's helped enough people
that they owe.
Where I think somebody will help him out, like a Logan Paul or somebody. So it's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. After we're done with this here, I got some video or some audio footage of the what happened with Paul Heyman last night after he got curb stomped by Seth Rollins. And what had happened was after he got curb stomped by Seth Rollins, they had to take him to the hospital. He had a big bloody gash on his head, and he looked awful. So they had to take him to the hospital. And
who's that?
Paul Heyman had to go to the hospital last night.
Wow.
But guess who was driving the ambulance? LA Knight.
Who?
LA Knight.
Wow. How did Paul get hurt?
Well, he got curb stomped by Seth Rollins last night.
Wow.
He came up behind him. He was distracted by Becky Lynch, who I believe was the hooded person that was on the ramp. And then there were other hooded people that kept coming out. And that's when Logan Paul and Austin Theory went chasing after them. And then that left Paul Heyman all alone in the ring. And next thing you know, he's looking at the one masked person standing in the middle of the, of the ramp there to go up into the, to go into the locker room. They're staring at him. I think that was Becky Lynch. And then right behind him comes Seth Rollins with a chair. He chair shot him, and then he did the curb stomp. So and they had to take Heyman out on a stretcher and put him into, or on a gurney and put him into the ambulance. And guess who was driving the ambulance? L.A. Knight. And then, listen to this one. The vehicle that pulled up for Austin Theory and for Logan Paul to go to the hospital to go see Paul Heyman, it was Jimmy Uso. He comes out and he gives him a big kick right in the head, because don't forget, Friday night, allegedly Friday night, somebody jumped Jey Uso and beat him up pretty bad. But guess who showed up last night? Jey Uso. So there you go. He's out of hospital. So showed up last night, helped out a little bit. So it was interesting. Last night was pretty entertaining for Raw, for once. It was actually quite entertaining. So, and then CM Punk and Roman Reigns at the end. And I don't like at the end when them two, when they have these arguments between two people. They need to have a match and then go. WWE needs to get better at that. I don't like it when it goes off the air or the end of the show and it's Roman Reigns poking at CM Punk and they're going back and forth, talking about each other's families and all that stuff. I don't mind that, but don't do it at the end of the night. I mean, and I think that's the WWE needs to fix that. And Rhea Ripley, congratulations to her, Smokin' Jim. She won the women's match. What's your thoughts on Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill? This is going to be the match of the night, I think, for the women. What do you think?
Well, I think it's Jay's time right now. But the longer the match goes, I think it favors Rhea.
Yeah, and it could go long, and Rhea could be, in that case, that could happen. She fought last night as well, and she was supposed to fight Asuka, and then Asuka put Kairi Sane in there, and then Asuka got mad at Kairi Sane because she won the match, or lost the match. But what are you going to do? And if I was Rhea Ripley after coming out of Elimination Chamber, I wouldn't have fought at all last night. But that's me. You know what I mean? So anyway, Smokin' Jim, let's listen to this audio. This is from what happened with Paul Heyman. All right, so here we are.
Well, emergency medical personnel and officials have made their way to the ring to attend to Paul Heyman, who moments ago was stomped through the mat by Seth freaking Rollins. It was a master plan, Corey. Decoys everywhere of hooded and masked individuals before Rollins struck.
Well, undoubtedly, Rollins achieving a measure of catharsis at the expense of his former Oracle, who appears to be busted wide open. But Heyman's a 60-year-old man, Cole. He's not a competitor. He's not an athlete.
Well, Heyman should have thought about that before he turned on Rollins months ago. Again, I said it on Saturday, Corey. During the Elimination Chamber, Rollins gave birth to the Vision. He was excommunicated from that group, and now he's back seeking his revenge.
Rollins, no doubt, back with a vengeance tonight, taking out the Oracle. There's still work to be done. Rollins, even in absentia, has been a thorn in the side of the Vision for months now.
Heyman busted up.
Again, I don't condone attacking a non-competitor, but you do reap what you sow.
He's done a lot of that over the years. Man, what a chaotic start to Monday Night Raw.
With 5 different masked men. The 5th, of course, being Rollins.
Watch your step here, Paul. Watch your step. All right, this is Paul Heyman. The audio here. Paul Heyman.
Again, let's show you what happened just moments ago. Paul Heyman was concerned about that obvious decoy in the entranceway when Mr. Rollins would appear.
Rollins unmasks before delivering the metaphorical dagger to the back of the Oracle.
I mean, you can't blame Rollins.
No, I understand the frustration of Rollins.
The Vision stabbed him in the back, cost him months of his career.
And the exclamation point. A Seth freaking Rollins stomp in the center of the ring.
Okay, Smokin' Jim, you heard the audio. What do you think? What's your thoughts on what happened last night?
Ooh, I tell you what, man, you're really bringing it today.
I
Ralph,
brought
some
it.
great stuff, man.
I
You
told
bringing
you.
some great stuff today, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, I did. And I want to tell you about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the Don Callis, like Don Callis is the AEW. Don Callis and Paul Heyman are just alike. They don't care who they piss off. They always have some kind of faction around them. And Don Callis's family is getting better and better. And, so we're going to find out what happens there with that situation as well. So, all right, Smokin' Jim, CM Punk took on Finn Balor, won his match. What was your thoughts on that match?
Wow. I tell you what, I always thought CM Punk was going to win. But when Finn Balor came down, man, with the off the top rope with the double stomp, man, I thought it was over. Nobody gets up from that, but CM Punk was able to beat the count, and he like a true champion. He found a way to be victorious, man. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was announced also at Elimination Chamber, Smokin' Jim, you ready? And it was also announced last night. Guess who now will be in the 2026 Hall of Fame for the WWE?
Who?
Axe and Smash Demolition.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. And now you got AJ Styles, Stephanie McMahon, and Axe and Smash Demolition. The good news is...
Did they, sorry not to cut you off, Ralph.
No.
Did they do anything for AJ Styles?
Yes, they did. Last Monday night, if you can go to Netflix and watch last Monday's Raw.
Did they do anything Friday night? They were in Atlanta Friday night.
Friday night they did. Yeah, Friday night was when they did it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Friday night they did it. Right before
they did something. It must have been really late, huh?
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Late in the show?
Yeah, it was late in the show. It was a surprise thing. He had all of his buddies there and friends and from the wrestling business, and everybody was there. And then that's when the Undertaker came out and said, "You are in the 2026 Hall of Fame." So there you go.
Wow.
He's going to be inducted. AJ Styles. Congratulations.
That's great.
To him
That's
as well.
Great.
Axe and Smash Demolition and Stephanie McMahon. So
what do you think of Gunther ragging him at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, I know. That was pretty bad. I mean, Gunther has no class, but you know what though? Gunther he's doing a good character right now. I mean, you think about that.
Him.
Yeah,
I love
it. He makes me laugh the way he talks, the way he acts, the way you know what I mean? And I respect him as a wrestler because he is a good wrestler. I mean, the guy can fight. The guy can wrestle. I mean, so it's crazy out there. But, I mean, that's exactly what it is. AJ Lee beat Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber, won the match. Now, Becky Lynch has submitted an online petition to get Jessica Carr, the women referee in that match, fired. Because according to her, she was what they call conduct unbecoming of a referee or something like that. And Adam Pearce says, no, that ain't going to happen. And I believe that it's going to be thrown in the trash or whatever's going to happen. But AJ Lee is now the new women's intercontinental champion. Your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
Wow. I like to hear your comments on this one, Ralph.
Well, now we have a new super couple. We have CM Punk as the champ, and his wife is the Intercontinental champ. Remember when Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch were the two champs? Well, now you got CM Punk and AJ Lee as the two champs. Now, my next question is, are they both going to get it back? Rollins and Becky Lynch. That's my question. So
wow.
That's going to be the interesting scenario we're going to paint here is how much more longer can CM Punk and AJ Lee? Now, don't forget, this is the first title run for AJ Lee. Can she handle a title run? She's only done some part-time matches since she's come back. Remember that. And she needs to get into, full scale. And is she going to be able to handle the workload of this? And also CM Punk too. Don't forget he was out for 7 years, and sometimes he looks like he's worn out within 5 minutes of the match. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, and I saw him in AEW, he was dragging. So, I mean, you know, when matches start to get deep, CM Punk starts to wear down, and he's in his 40s. So, I mean, you know, somebody, that's my only concern about them two right now, you know, is that. And you have to look at that too, as a perspective, because neither one of them have wrestled. I mean, well, CM Punk has wrestled, but I mean, I'm talking about AJ Lee. She hasn't wrestled in 10 years. And she's only been in some part-time matches right now.
That was a sweet submission move she put on the man.
Yes, yeah, that was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, I thought the man had her, you know?
Yeah, so did I. I actually thought she did. And my wife likes Becky Lynch. I like Becky Lynch too, but I kind of wanted AJ Lee to get it because it was in Chicago. It is where her and CM Punk live. And CM Punk's from Chicago, and AJ Lee is now from Chicago because she's married to CM Punk. So, I mean, you know, and there we are with that. Also, one other thing I wanted to bring up, Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack, I forget his name when he was in the WWE, is now back in or in one of those MMA groups. He's back fighting in MMA. So I just want to let everyone know that as well. Those of you who are Jake Hager fans, and remember when he was Jack, I can't remember his damn name for the life of me when he was in WWE. But, you know, and he was a world champion at one time as well. And so there we are. All right, Smokin' Jim. AEW, not a whole lot going on other than we have a Texas death match coming up. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. This is his kind of a match. What do you see here with this?
Well, I don't like it. Like you said, it favors Adam Page.
Yeah.
I think MJF put himself in a disadvantage here. You know, he was champion. He didn't have to agree upon it, but I just can't see MJF winning this one.
Yeah, this might be the match he loses. And I agree with you on that because actually it wasn't his match. He wanted something else. And Tony Khan overruled him and said, you will be in a Texas death match. So that was the situation there. Also, what a match coming up for Revolution. Oh, my gosh. FTR versus the Young Bucks for the tag team titles. What do you think about that match? That's a star match. That's worth the price to pay for that.
Wow, I'd like to get your opinion on that one, bro.
Well, I think the Young Bucks are trying to make a comeback. FTR is trying to survive. FTR has been screwed over a couple times. They've been short on some matches. Young Bucks are trying to make a comeback. I think this might be the Young Bucks' last title reign. Kenny Omega as well. I think it's time for him to start hanging it up a little bit. He's had too many injuries over the last 5 years, at least as long as I've seen him in AEW. Everything from a hernia to knees to shoulders to whatever. And he had some kind of abdominal problem too. That happened and led to the hernia and just all kinds of problems. And I think it's time for Kenny Omega to kind of hang it up. I really believe that. He's got too many injuries. I think he's going to, after he takes down the Don Callis family, he's on a mission to take his family down. And Jon Moxley has sort of put a little dent in the Don Callis family. He won that title belt off of that. I can never pronounce that kid's name, Shakuda Gadudu or whatever. You know, took the title from him and put a little dent in the Don Callis family. So we'll see what happens as we move along there and in AEW as far as where they're going. And so it was interesting too, Smokin' Jim. I forgot to mention WWE, and we're going to go back to this for a minute here. In the Crate was the debut of Danhausen. And those of you who don't know who Danhausen is, he is the guy who wears that face paint, and he was crazy, and he used to hang out with Orange Cassidy and all them guys. And he's in the WWE now. He's been in the independent circuit running all over the place, different wrestling groups and all that stuff. And now he's in the WWE. He put a curse last night on Dominic Mysterio because Dominic was making fun of him, and he said, I just put a curse on you and you're going to lose your match. And Dom stood there and laughed at him. Well, you know what, Dom? You lost your match because you had a curse put on you last night. So there you go. I forgot to mention that, Smokin' Jim. There you go. Your thoughts on Danhausen coming in. Danhausen.
Well, you know I believe in curses, brother.
Yeah. You know what you are. You're the king of the curses, man. You tell us all about the curses, man. What is it? What is it? The Sid Bream curse, the Andre Fleury curse, and the Santonio Holmes curse. Those are the three curses.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And what did I say? The Jackie Sherrill curse for Pitt football. They should have never got rid of Jackie Sherrill.
Right. And don't forget the biggest curse.
Who?
Don't forget the biggest curse. 67 years and counting.
Yeah, the Bobby Lane curse. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The Bobby Lane curse still haunts Detroit to this day. And I got Oh my. What a group. Oh my gosh. Jeez.
People listen to us one day. Sooner or later, people start to listen to us, brother.
Yeah, well, a couple I got criticized on Saturday by Luther on the Sports Corner radio show when I brought up about Tory Verdi getting fired.
Yeah, yes, he did.
But I'm right, though. I'm right.
You're
because,
right.
The administration there doesn't have a backbone. They should have been fired Capel. He should have been gone. And, so. But TNA is the same old stuff going on there. They got the same old pretty much going on. Not a whole lot. Mike Santana is still the heavyweight champion there. You got Frankie Kazarian, Eddie Edwards, and all these other ones are still there. So it moves. It hasn't changed. It's still the same kind of lineup there a little bit. I did see the Nemeth brothers back together. Ryan and Nick Nemeth. Dolph Ziggler is Nick Nemeth. That's his real name, and his brother Ryan. Supposedly now are going up against the Hardys for the title. They won a number one contenders match on Wednesday. Or I'm sorry, not Wednesday, last Thursday. And now you can catch TNA Smokin' Jim on AMC, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock on AMC, American Movie Classics. So 2-hour show.
Wow.
No more Access TV, but you can catch it on there. And not much going on with ROH. I don't talk much about them because all that is the B side of AEW. And they don't have a major network yet. NWA had a major network. They blew it. They were supposed to be on the CW, and then the CW picked up NXT. So, we'll find out what goes on from there, who's coming up from NXT other than Obafemi and Trick Williams. I like Trick. I like the way he's conducting himself. He seems pretty entertaining. You know what I mean? And then that match with him and Carmelo Hayes was pretty good. That was interesting when he was in that one match with him. That was, so I thought that was pretty good. But Carmelo pulled it out. I was actually quite surprised. So, because they have history from NXT. So,
they were teammates, right?
Yeah, they were teammates. They used to Trick Williams used to be Carmelo's manager when he was down there, and then he got into wrestling. So, they worked him into the system. Let me Smokin' Jim, how far? And I forgot to ask this question earlier. Do you think Nia Jackson and Lash Legend are going to go with those titles?
Well, they can be unstoppable if they want to, but I think sooner or later they're going to turn on each other.
Yeah, I think they are, because they both won singles titles, and when you have two women like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair that have already been champions and want to get back into that scene, being tag team doesn't work. You know what I mean? And then I want to thank Liv Morgan for putting the cart before the horse last Friday, when she said Raquel Rodriguez was going to win the Elimination Chamber match and go on to fight Jade Cargill, and then Judgment Day we're going to control all the titles, and then her and Raquel were going to go after the tag team belts, and they're going to hold all the gold. You put the cart before the horse, Liv. Don't do that.
She's sexy though, brother.
Yeah. Guess who her boyfriend is too?
In real life?
Yeah, her real life boyfriend now. You ready for this?
Who?
Omos.
Really?
Yes. Omos is her new boyfriend.
Wow.
Yep. And Tiffany Stratton's no longer with Ludwig Kaiser, who is the fake El Grande Americano. They're calling him now the fake one.
Well, that's good news, brother.
Yeah, she got away from him. So there you go. She's open and available for you. So there you go.
All right. All right.
It's Tiffy time. It wasn't Tiffy time on Saturday night, though. Rhea Ripley got her. So, because it was her and Rhea left. And so, she took out Raquel Rodriguez. Tiffany did. So that was pretty good. So, but yeah. But like I said, Liv Morgan, you did it again. You opened your mouth, stuck foot in it, and put the cart before the horse. Oh, yeah, Raquel's going to win that match. Yeah, Liv, didn't happen that way, did it? And you're going to WrestleMania to fight Stephanie Valkyria. I'm waiting to see what happens with that match. That's going to be interesting because Stephanie's not an easy wrestler. She's very good at what she does. That's why she's the champ. Liv Morgan might bite off more than she can chew. We're going to find out. We're going to find out if there's going to be any more friction in the Judgment Day. The Vision's breaking apart. The Wyatts still haven't gotten their lantern back yet, even after the debacle on Friday night with Uncle Howdy and Solo Sikoa. So that's always entertaining when the Wyatts show up, right, Smokin' Jim?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's always entertaining. Oh, my gosh. They make me laugh. And it's interesting, though. But and I like Solo Sikoa too. He was making cracks about his finger going Bo leave, because he knows that's Bo Dallas behind as Uncle Howdy, and so and he's been making cracks and jokes and stuff like that. But the one that really last night was the face to face between CM Punk and Roman Reigns last night. That was interesting because they started insulting each other. Roman Reigns started digging up about CM Punk's past, and he keeps calling him Bill, which I believe that's his real name. I don't know CM Punk's real name. I've never looked it up. But he keeps calling him Bill. And I wish one of these days CM Punk would call Roman Joe, because that's his real name, Joseph Ogoye. Okay. And, but CM Punk, he keeps calling him Bill. And then he says that, he started going on and on about how he let Drew McIntyre take his bracelet and all this and that, and they start going back and forth. Then they start talking about each other's families, and that's when it got really heated. CM Punk started talking about how his dad would be ashamed as to how he behaves and all that stuff, and I knew your father and all this and that, and they start going back and forth. That was pretty interesting. That was one of the better face-to-faces I thought in a while, but them two, when they get involved in a face-to-face, look out, it's bad. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I tell you, you summed it up perfectly, man. I agree 100%.
All right, some announcements here. We're going to wrap it up early tonight because we don't have anything else to talk about. We dissected everything we need to dissect here for a little bit, but we got WrestleMania coming up. My question to everybody out there, and I want an answer next Tuesday, who do you think Brock Lesnar is going to fight at WrestleMania? I say Gunther. I'm also hearing Obafemi. At WrestleMania. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got breaking news, Smokin' Jim. It's going to be Danhausen, and he'll make his wrestling debut. Danhausen is going to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Oh, the stuff we can do with Danhausen. So, that's hilarious. All right. Don't forget tomorrow night, the debut, 7:30 tomorrow night of the Way I See It, Delmarva edition. I'm already in the doghouse with the people down here. Check out my Ralph report I put out before we came on the air today. I'm not happy, and it's going to be known tomorrow. I'm calling them out tomorrow, all these people, groups, and there's some forum people down here that are very angry with me because they don't like what I've been doing. And they say I'm against business, I'm against government. I'm not against anybody. What I'm against is when you stick it to people, and when you do stuff like that, that's when I get angry. When you don't meet disability requirements, that's when I get angry. When you pick on senior citizens and disabled people, that's when I get angry. When you rip them off and I get emails that you've been ripped off and I call you out, I get angry. I get angry when you mess with my friends. I get angry when you mess with my family. I get angry when you waste my time. I get angry. And now you got my attention now. Because as I told you before, and I'm going to tell you again, I am going to be the king of media down here in this area. And if you don't like it, too bad. My job is to be king of the media down here, and that's exactly what I'm going to be because I'm the only one who can do it. All right? Just to let everyone know that down here in the Delmarva area. You've been warned, as they say. All right? I'm better than you, and you know it. Right, Smokin' Jim?
Yes, right. That's right.
All right. You know me, man. When I get, man, I let it go. And I have to. So, all right, let's get into our announcements here. Don't forget tomorrow night, 7:30 for that. And then 9 o'clock, Smokin' Jim and I will be on the Steel City Sports World show at 9 o'clock. And Luther's going to have to, about Tory Verdi getting fired. There you go. I told you it was happening. I told you they need to get a backbone. I called them out on Saturday. I think they listened to the show. I think they listened to the show. So there you are. All right. Let's get into Monday through Friday. Don't forget Monday through Friday, and every Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time, the Ralph's Opinion Show. And that can be listened to on KFC Radio and TigerNation.live. KFC Radio in Terrell, Texas, 95.5 on the FM dial, TigerNation.live. Don't forget to tune in to KFC Radio and the Ralph's Opinion Show, and also on TigerNation.live on the internet. Don't forget to tune in as well. Every single Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time. Lots to talk about always, and you get Ralph's Opinion right here for that. And, and also don't forget on Saturday, the triple header of Ralph Williams Saturday, and we start off with the Ralph Williams Show, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Saturday on 1250 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. And here you are. All right. I also forgot to mention, which I should. Tomorrow afternoon, here it is, the Ralph Williams Show, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love and the home of the cheesesteak. All right, here we are, the Ralph Williams Show, 3 to 4 p.m., 860 a.m., WWDB. Here we go. All right, if I didn't forget that, we would move on to this, the Saturday Sports Show. Don't forget about this, 10 a.m., here it is. We got a lot to talk about Saturday on the Saturday Sports Show, so don't forget to tune into that. We're going to talk about baseball salary cap. That's going to be an interesting conversation because in this next bargaining agreement, they're talking about a salary cap. So we're going to find out how that works out. All right, so there you are with that as well. And then last but not least, and I didn't forget about it, Smokin' Jim, I never do, the Sports Corner Radio Show, Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m., every Saturday on 1250 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial with me, Ralph Williams, your host, Smokin' Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. Lots to talk about as well, and we'll be talking about a bunch of stuff coming up this Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m. Sports Corner Radio Show. All right, Smokin' Jim, any final comments before we wrap it up?
No, man, what an incredible day, brother.
Yeah, it has been an incredible day. It really has, and next week's going to be really good. Don't forget the Sports Corner Show at 4 o'clock. We have Abe Gordon coming on. He covers Atlanta sports, and he's going to talk with us about Kevin Stefanski. I'm going to try to get somebody on about all the teams that got new coaches in the NFL. Also, don't forget, coming up soon here on RW Media Productions with myself, Pensman Sports, and Brian Pettit, we're going to be doing a show called UFL Today, and we're going to be covering UFL football. That's coming up. And there's some former Steelers, Smokin' Jim. I'll have the list for you next week as to who's on the UFL team, some former Steelers. One of them's Anthony McFarland. He just signed a contract. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's still there. And that one wide receiver, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, he's there. He's been in UFL for a few years now. And some quarterbacks are in there. Some notable names. What did I tell you next week? So, next week here on Sports Corner Show and the Wrestletalk. And we'll be back next week for Wrestletalk. We're going to suspend Wrestletalk until the WrestleMania comes up because there really won't be too much to talk about. But what we're going to do is, in place of that, we're going to have an extra hour of Sports Corner. And the reason for that is because the NFL draft's coming up, and I'm trying to get people on for all 32 teams to come on and talk with us about what's going on with their team in the draft coming up. And we're going to dissect what they're up to. That way we can get that. We already know about Cleveland and Baltimore. We had them, Mike Sisak and Lou Marconi on last week who cover both teams. And then Ray Fittipaldo briefed us today. So that's 3 teams gone. So we'll be when we talk to these these folks about their new coaches. We're also going to break down who they're going to draft. So you'll get the best of both worlds with these guys next week. David Alexander, he covers the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Don't forget the LA Chargers have Mike McDaniel as their new offensive coordinator. Where are they going to go with the offense this year? And Justin Herbert has now a really good quarterback type offensive coordinator who's really good working with the quarterback, Mike McDaniel. So we'll see where that goes. All right. For Smokin' Jim Frazier, I'm Ralph Williams. It's been a pleasure being here with you today. And don't forget to return next Tuesday, and we'll be back here. And please, by all means, thank you for watching, and please, by all means, be safe.